Welcome back, Chiefs Kingdom. We made it. Football is officially back. Training camp is underway in St. Joseph, Missouri, and after what felt like the longest offseason ever, we finally have real football to talk about. And honestly, the tone around this team feels completely different. Not because the expectations are lower, not because everyone has forgotten last season, but because everyone from Andy Reid to Patrick Mahomes is saying the exact same thing. Last year is over. This is a new football team. Today, we are breaking down everything we've learned from the presser, including Patrick Mahomes being officially cleared, injury updates across the roster, and a few comments that really stood out to me. Let's huddle up. All right, y'all, let's start with the biggest headline, and that is Patrick Mahomes is officially cleared to practice. That's enormous. Just a couple days before camp opened, Mahomes met with Doc, passed every strength and mobility check mark, and got the green light. Now, Andy Reid was careful. He's always careful. He keeps saying things like they'll take things day by day and no promises about the preseason and no guarantees for week one just yet. But here's what matters. Patrick is back on the field, and after suffering that devastating knee injury late into the last season, there were plenty of questions about how aggressive the rehab timeline could realistically be. Now we have our answer. He's exactly where he wanted to be when camp opened. One thing Patrick said that really caught my attention, he admitted that he wasn't playing his best football before he got hurt. And that takes some humility. Most quarterbacks would have blamed injuries or circumstances. Instead, Mahomes immediately started talking about improving, getting the ball out faster, trusting his first read, navigating the pocket better, letting his playmakers make plays. That sounds like a quarterback who's been doing a lot of self scouting. And honestly, that's exciting because when Patrick Mahomes starts looking for ways to get better, the rest of the league should probably be paying attention. Now, this was my favorite answer of the entire presser. When Patrick was asked about what the hardest part of rehab was, it wasn't football, it wasn't pain, it wasn't wondering if he'd come back. He said not being able to chase his kids around. And for him as a dad, that's what hurt the most. That is such a human moment. He talked about finally getting back to T-ball games and running around with Sterling and being active again. Those milestones became motivation. Sometimes we forget that these guys aren't just athletes. They're fathers, they're husbands, they're human. People trying to get back to normal life before they ever get back onto a football field. And I thought that answer of his was incredibly genuine. Now, Andy Reid made something crystal clear during that presser. This team isn't interested in spending training camp talking about last season. He basically said last year is last year, this year is now. Focus on today, one practice, one meeting, one day at a time. And that sounds like the Andy Reid that everybody knows. No drama, no revenge tour speeches, just go to work. And honestly, that's exactly what this team needs. The NFL changes so fast. Every season writes its own story, and whatever happened in 2025 isn't going to help you win games in 2026. So, now, let's hit up the injury report. This news, it's mostly positive. Rashee Rice has been cleared after his knee procedure. The Chiefs will obviously monitor his workload, but he'll be participating. Sneed is back with this team, and he'll get eased into practice while they continue monitoring his knee. I hope he does really well. Norman-Lott, he's expected to begin camp on the PUP list, physically unable to perform list after that ACL surgery of his. Andy Reid stressed here that big defensive linemen just simply take longer to regain strength after injuries like this. So patience is the name of the game, understandably. And then, of course, we have a tight end, John Michael. I can't pronounce his last name, working through a knee pain, a knee sprain currently, and he probably won't get to see too much work during training camp here. So overall, though, compared to where this roster was last season coming into training camp, this is a pretty healthy football team, and that's a huge win entering camp. Now, one thing that kind of flew under the radar a little bit was that Andy Reid brought back rookie camp this year. He actually admitted that he regretted not doing this last season, and he believes that these extra practices are incredibly valuable. Young players get more reps, quarterbacks get extra timing work, and a quarterback who was injured is getting extra timing work as well. Everyone gets another chance to learn the playbook before the veterans arrive. And considering how many young players this roster could rely on this season, those reps matter a lot. Now, if I had one takeaway from the presser, is that this team feels hungry again. Nobody's talking about redemption, nobody's making excuses or living in the past. They're talking about improving, competing, getting better, starting over, and honestly, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Training camp is finally here. Football is back, and the road to what we all hope is another championship run officially begins now. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, I want to hear from y'all. What's your biggest storyline heading into training camp? Is it Patrick Mahomes' return? Is it the wide receiver room, the rookies, the offensive line, or maybe you're watching this defense? Drop it in the comments because I'll be reading every single one and seeing what your takeaways are. And if you enjoyed hanging out with me today, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with another member of Chiefs Kingdom. And as always, go Chiefs. I'll see y'all in the next huddle.